Hey guys, it's Kelly and Daniel from fitnessblender.com, and today we have a shoulder workout for you.
So today's shoulder workout is going to be specifically focusing on multiple ranges of motion of just the deltoid, that outside shoulder. So we've got 6 different exercises to go through. We're going to be doing an A-B pattern with these, 2 exercises at a time, 2 sets per exercise, so we were just going to go straight through the list.
So we haven't included a warm-up or a cool-down, so make sure you do one of both of those on your own. And all you're going to need for this is a set of dumbbells. And even if you don't have those, you can always get creative with things around the house. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get started.
All right, let's go ahead and get started with this. Now keep in mind that a lot of these exercises are working your muscles in a range of motion you might not be used to, or leverage that you might not be used to, so start very, very light if you're not accustomed to these exercises. You can always add more weight later on down the line. So, with that said, Kelly and I are going to be using slightly less than we'd normally use as well, just so we can show you really nice clean form. You ready to get started? All right.
So we're starting off with ventral raises, palms up. So go ahead and grab whichever weight you need.
So the orientation of your hand changes how your shoulder works. So we're doing palm up to focus on the front of your shoulder first. I'm going to be using about 10 pounds per hand.
I've got 4 pounds per hand. So like we said, even with lightweight, you're really going to feel these. Form is more important than what you're lifting anyway, so keep that in mind.
Okay, so hands directly underneath that shoulder. You want those palms facing forward away from you. You're going to bring those hands straight up as high as is comfortable. If you can get them up all the way to shoulder height, that's fine. You're going to have a tendency, you want to rotate your hand open a little bit at the top. But you can stop at shoulder height if you like, or go up as high as you possibly can without letting that hand rotate. Keep that back nice and flat. You don't want to lean back with this. You want a straight line through your back from hip to shoulder. Just a neutral spine.
Just halfway right there.
Because those weights are coming out in front of your body, you're going to have to kind of lean back a little bit through your ankle only. Don't lean through your lower back. You want to keep that nice and neutral.
Our last one.
One more.
Yep.
And let that relax. All right, next one.
So I'm going to stick with the same weight.
So you're doing bent, yeah. I'm going to try the same weight as well.
Same one?
All right, so bent over rear delt raise. So this one, you're going to be bending over in kind of like a deadlift position. So flat back, perfectly flat back, legs pretty close together. Bend over as perpendicular to the ground as you can and pull straight back with those palms facing back behind you. So again, this one's going to rotate that shoulder so you're focusing more on that rear deltoid than anything else.
Make sure to keep your back flat. And a good breathing pattern is to exhale during the hardest part of the motion. So while you're bringing those arms up, push the air out of your lungs. And take another deep breath before you go again.
So the goal is to try to get those dumbbells higher than your hips or higher than your chest. So try to squeeze them back as much as you possibly can.
One more. All right.
Very good. All right, you have one more of each of those. So go ahead and switch back to that weight or change the weight if you need to for that ventral raise. So again, palms up for this one. So grab those dumbbells. Dumbbells right in front of those hips, palms facing up. Back nice and neutral, straight spine. You ready? Right up as high as you possibly can, or at least shoulder height.
To wherever you can control, too.
Yes. You want those arms not completely locked out. You want to keep them slightly bent. You never want to lock your arms out completely, especially in this position.
Here's halfway.
Just keep those lungs open. Like Kelly was saying, if you want to, you can exhale on that exertion. So as you pull up, inhale. As you drop it down.
2 more. Last one.
And let that relax.
Down.
All right. Got one more round of that bent over rear delt raise. So let's go ahead and do that one. Again, those palms are going to be facing back behind you to focus more on that rear part of that deltoid. Ready? All right. Flat back, bend over as far as you can, pull it straight back, up as high as possible. Just
Make sure you're not swinging. It doesn't count if you're swinging the weight to get it up there. You want to be in control the entire time.
By moving slowly and not swinging, you actually make those muscles have to work harder and build more consistent strength that entire range of motion. One more?
Two more.
Two more. All right. So those are our first two exercises.
Lateral raise is next.
Lateral raise. Those palms will be facing down towards your arm to focus on the middle of that deltoid. So we got the front and the back already. Now we're going for the middle. So weight on this one, I think I'm going to stick with about the same.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm. You want to do straight on, I'll do sideways. You can see both angles. So again, nice flat back, neutral spine. Palms facing in towards those legs. Draw those arms up as high as is comfortable. At least shoulder height, as long as you can get there. If you can't quite get to shoulder height, you need to use a little bit less weight. But try to get them a little bit higher if you can. You want pretty much a straight line from left wrist to right wrist. You don't want to let them come forward at an angle from your body.
3 more. So while you're standing up nice and tall, make sure you're pulling your belly in. You can squeeze your glutes while you're at it. Make sure all of your muscles are firing.
Go.
All right. Next up we have an overhead press. So I'm going to go for 12 pounds for this one.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So overhead press. You're going to pull those dumbbells up to your sides, palms facing forward away from you, so elbows straight out from your shoulders. Nice and slow, press it straight up over top of your head. Full extension on those arms, little bit of a bend in that elbow, don't lock it out all the way, and slowly back down to shoulder height. Again, keep that back nice and flat. You don't want to lean back into it.
You're going to have some nice sore muscles tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you focus on one muscle group like this. They get nice and sore the next day.
All right, 2 more.
Whew. Youch. So that last one we did, just a regular chest or shoulder press, excuse me, gets a little bit of the middle, a little bit of the front. So as you can see, kind of your orientation of that shoulder is a little bit more towards the front than the center. So again, these are just a little bit different part of that shoulder. Ready to start over?
Between sets, you can swing your arms around, roll your shoulders, help those muscles take a little breather and loosen up. You can always hit pause in between sets if you want to do a bout of cardio or if you just want to give your muscles a longer rest.
Yeah, especially when you're hitting the same muscle group over and over and over again, you might need to take a little extra rest. It's not a superset. You can't just go into one right after the other without rest. You need to take a little bit more time than you would normally.
All right,
Ready?
so back to those lateral raises.
Yep.
We're doing 8 repetitions, which is kind of middle of the road between mass building and mass and strength. Sorry, I'm going. That's what I get a dumbbell in the face for. Mass and strength and toning. So higher repetitions, usually 12 plus for toning, and then anywhere from 3 to 8 for mass building. You can go really low for building size and
some people even do a 1 rep max to do mass building, but typically that's not the only thing you do for your workout. That's 5.
I think 8 is usually my favorite, between 6 and 9, but 8 is a pretty happy spot for me. So I'm dropping my weight on this last one because I felt my forearms start to suffer towards the end there, so I'm going to be doing just 8 pounds per hand.
I'm doing the same thing. my form was still okay, but we still have 2 more exercises to hit those shoulders. So it's a good idea to save a little bit.
All right, you ready?
Yep. Elbows out nice and wide, chest straight up and down, don't lean back, keep those lungs open. Also, we're doing these standing. You don't have to do them standing, you can do them seated. Standing up just makes those core muscles have to work a little bit harder. Those leg muscles have to get into it as well for balance. But a lot of people, especially a lot of heavy weightlifters, will do this from a seated position, either in a chair or off of a bench.
2 more. All right.
Whew.
Okay. So dumbbell upright row next.
All right. This motion is coming up and out to the side. A lot of people tuck their hands for this one. You want to let those arms kind of dangle from that elbow. You don't want to tuck them in or pull them in using your bicep. You're focusing just on your shoulder with this, so you want to feel like you're pulling those arms up from your elbow rather than from your hand. All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm. All right. Here we go.
Okay. Pretty much straight through the center of that deltoid.
I feel like it's impossible to do these without making funny faces.
Almost all of my clients did the Elvis with this.
Isn't that weird?
The lip curl just on one side.
The Elvis.
Yeah.
2 more. This is actually our last set, too.
Last group, not last set.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Sorry. All right.
All right, Arnold Press is next.
So I'm going to do 8 pounds per hand with this one.
Oh, sorry, my last one was 20. I'm dropping down to 15 for this one. So Arnold Press, start with your palms in towards each other. Elbows stay at least shoulder width, no wider. So you want to keep it nice and close. You can go up, straight up, and rotate your fists as you press up. I'll get it out one of these days. So starting nice and close, palms towards you. At the end, your palms will be facing out, and then nice and slow, back to that start position. So keep that rotation even all the way through. Don't do it just the very last couple of inches of that press. Okay. That's enough rest.
Yeah, ready?
All right. Press them up. Rotate slowly as you go. All the way up. Nice and slow back down. Keep those elbows in nice and close. This is again focusing on the front of that shoulder and then through the middle as you rotate up towards the top. So this gets multiple ranges of motion all in one exercise. Keep that back flat, no arching. Where are we at?
2 more.
Whew.
It's hot in here, too.
It's very warm in here. So you get for doing our workout later in the day.
And there we go. All right, now we're on the last set.
Whew. All right. One more set of each of those. So back to the upright row. Again, make sure you're letting those arms kind of dangle underneath that elbow rather than tucking them up to that chest. You're going to want to. Your body's going to try to get those hands up there. Try to focus on just pulling that elbow up.
Ready?
I'm ready.
So I'm curious how many people at home are doing the Elvis.
Yeah.
If you are doing the Elvis,
let us know.
Let us know in the comments below. We'll take a poll, worldwide poll. Ready, go. Oops. It is, you really do want to bring them in right under your chin.
Yeah. A lot of people have a tendency to try to lift with their biceps rather than with their shoulders, so they actually lose out on some of that range of motion of that shoulder. Try to stop that lip curl. You just can't do it.
All right, that's it.
That's all of them?
Mm-hmm.
All
You
right.
can keep going if you want.
No, I'll pass on that one. All right, got one more round of the Arnold's.
Press.
I'm going to drop this just a little bit. Make sure I can keep my form. These Arnold's are, I'm sure you already know from that last set, can be a little bit difficult to keep that form, keep those elbows in. You want to kick those elbows out because that's a stronger position. So if you need to, drop that weight to keep those elbows in inside your shoulder width. I'm having trouble already. Yeah, you
All right,
ready?
let's go. Mm-hmm.
Let's get this done.
Yeah, I actually wasn't going to work out today, and Daniel let me crash his filming session. So
Always welcome to have company.
Ready? So I feel so much better now that I've done it. I'm sure you guys know the feeling.
Yeah. Focus on that form. This is your last set of any of these exercises, so make sure you're really, really focusing on keep that form as sharp as possible, make those muscles have to work as much as possible.
Two more. Last one.
Nice and slow down. And let it relax.
Woo-hoo.
All right. Make sure you stretch those arms out after this. Let all that blood drain out of those shoulders. So we went through and we hit pretty much every single part of that deltoid we can focus on. So the front, middle, and back, as well as multiple angles of that front, middle, and back, depending on if we're going straight out or having our arms bent, that kind of thing. So you can always hit a specific muscle in many, many, many different ways. So never do just one exercise for a muscle group. Always do a bunch of different ones to make sure you're getting the entire thing. Other than that, make sure you do a little bit of a cool down or go right into another workout depending on what you're doing for your routine today. Other than that, this workout is complete.
Thanks, guys.
See you later.